Hello Leo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Leo for the month of July. Now Leo, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scams. Go ahead and see what we have here for you, Leo. I am using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Rider Tarot and the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below. I also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. Especially if you watch my content regularly, please do hit that subscribe button. All right, let me make sure we're all set up and in view. I think that looks just about good enough to me for right now. We'll also take 3 of these Kipper cards to clarify as we go along. All right. Leo, energy on the bottom. You have the Devil card. So the Devil is really a card of our shadows, as I like to say. This is something that we need to work through in this lifetime. Think about the Devil is, with any of these cards, you shouldn't beat yourself up. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself when you get something like the Devil. It could say that you are literally being hard on yourself, and maybe that's a message that some of you may want to hear as well as we get this Devil energy, because it can be anything that's like negative thinking, pessimistic thinking, toxic thinking, like anything like that can come forward with the Devil energy. And it can, since we are looking at career and finance, this can talk about potentially overwork. An overwork scenario, like where you're just sort of exhausted by like taking on too much and so forth and so on. If you can hear the plane in the background, my apologies. All right, so let's go ahead and put that here and let's talk about what may be going on with this Devil energy here on the bottom of the deck. So in the overall situation, you do have the Wheel of Fortune, and I definitely like to see this. So if I'm looking here, you really have like 2 maybe roadblocks. It looks like the future is clear for you. It looks like the future looks very bright for you here, Leo. So I do have to say that, but this Wheel of Fortune energy is like the wheel of your destiny spinning and arriving. This is a major card of good luck, of good fortune. It says that your favorability within the universe is sort of increased at this time. But the thing is, you have to meet the Wheel of Fortune halfway, okay? So yes, you may be a little bit more lucky than usual. Yes, conditions may be favorable, but conditions are favorable for you to make a change. And so you must act when you get the Wheel of Fortune. It does say that there's a change arriving, but you must sort of help make that change possible. It's just true that in life, sometimes we go through slumps, sometimes we go through positive. Sometimes we're winning, right? Sometimes we hit the ball out of the park, and sometimes we go through a batting slump, sometimes we can't hit anything, right? And that's kind of what I feel like this is talking about here, where I feel like you're kind of 0 for 10 streak. I'm using a baseball analogy. It's coming in. Just let's roll with it here, Leo. Your lack of being able to hit the ball here in the past is over, and you're now moving into a hitting streak here. You are now hitting the ball out of the park. You have a home run coming up. You have a home run coming in here, Leo, is what I feel like saying. But, you have to get yourself to that point, right? And I think some of you are ready to kind of take that on. Now, in the past, you have the Hanging Man, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So what I like is the challenge here is showing up in the past, which means I think that some of you are sort of, you've spent time working through this situation. The 5 of Pentacles can talk about, let's just start here. This can talk about abundance, like actually not abundance. It's the opposite. It's scarcity thinking. And this card, in fact, wants you to adopt an abundant mindset. And so when you get the 5 of Pentacles, it can say that you are maybe preparing for the worst. And the problem is when you prepare for the worst is more likely to happen. It really is simple. Our energy, the energy that we put out is the energy that we get back. And if you're preparing for the worst, that is certainly a more sort of negative or pessimistic look at the world. And instead, what would it look like if you prepared for the best? And so I think maybe some of you have, made some changes, made some strides in those areas. Especially, you have this Page of Swords. So like, the thing about the Page of Swords is it can mean disappointing news, but I get the sense, or it can mean news of delay. It could also be somebody who's like thoughtful or a scientific thinker or a sort of highly intelligent person. But the Page of Swords, this can also, I feel like, you are maybe anticipating bad news, or you're anticipating, I feel like some of you maybe been anticipating bad news here. And the reason I'm so heavy into that kind of line of thinking right now for you is because you have the Devil, the Five of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Remember, Devil is like maybe somebody who's pessimistic, so forth and so on. And then I've just outlined this idea around the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So I feel like this is what it is, and it's almost like it didn't happen. It's almost like some of you are spending some negative energy on something and it ended up like not even happening. And now you're like, wait, why do I have to think like that, right? Like, why do I have to fear cast? And this might have been something that has happened here in the past for you, because you have it here with the Hanging Man. And the Hanging Man is this idea that at the end of the day, sometimes you have to give something up to get something else. The Hanging Man is a real letting go energy. And it says that sometimes you need to sort of cut the cable that you are attached to in order to embrace the transformation of the next card, which is the Death card. And so I think some of you have let go of these negative tendencies here. And I think that it's really helping you along with your destiny here as we move along in this reading. In the current situation, you have the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers. Amazing. Love this energy for you, Leo. We are in summertime here. We're coming up on your season soon, where obviously we're in Cancer season, but this is your time to shine here, coming up here for yourself, Leo. I definitely feel like you are out in the open. This is a very welcome energy for you. I feel like some of my Leo readings recently have been a little bit challenging, but this one is certainly a really welcome sign for you. You have this Sun card, and the Sun card is really the most powerful card to find in the tarot. I'm sorry, it's the best card to find in the tarot from my perspective. It is a major energy of power. The planets revolve around the Sun here, and so if the Sun holds a lot of power within the universe, and it's that sort of energy showing up in a tarot card. So it's a major energy of power. It's also a major energy of happiness, and not only just happiness, but also positivity. And so when you get the Sun card, it's a welcome sign. It also augments the positive qualities of cards around it and negates the negative qualities of cards around it. So always a welcome sign to find the Sun. And you have it here with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like there's something around your expression. Okay, the way that you are expressing your destiny, the way that you are expressing yourself, the way that you are moving towards something, the way that you are following inspired action. And the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, being a card of destiny, really is about embracing and welcoming a positive change into one's life. This can mean like happenstance moments. It's possible, now this is not a love reading, but it is possible that you maybe find a partner that can help you, like a business partner that can help you out in your journey, or that you kind of link up with somebody who maybe changes your perspective on work, on business, on career situations. There is a message of partnership here with the Two of Cups in the future, but also we have this Lovers card. You can see that these two people are connected in the universe here. The Lovers card's a major Gemini energy. We are coming out of Gemini season. And the Lovers card is like a deep connection to another person. It's obviously a very good love card, but in a career and financial reading, this can be about you partnering with somebody on work. It can also be around an important choice that you have to make in your life. So I'm excited to see what that might be for you. In the future, you have the Nine of Cups, you have the Two of Cups, and you have the Ace of Pentacles here. So really the last 6 cards, in this middle column and this last column are extremely positive and exciting for you. So you have this Nine of Cups card, which is really a card of your wishes coming true, is wish fulfillment. This person is in their small business. They're presumably, we'll just say that they own this pub. They're throwing their cup in the air. It's presumably people are coming in, clients, customers are coming in, and this represents a total feeling of joy, of happiness, and wish fulfillment, and just general fulfillment in one's life. It's a card of pleasures, of luxuries, of the good things in life. And it's always, just like the sun, a very welcome sign in a reading. And so there's wish fulfillment showing up here. You also have this Ace of Pentacles, which is a new beginning in the material realm or the financial side of life. It can see you signing off on contracts, documents, paperwork, doing anything like that. But it can also just, I think, and this is probably more likely for you, is it's like planting a seed of abundance that then grows into something big. Presumably, as you start with the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace is number 1 in the suit of Pentacles, that eventually grows to the 10 of Pentacles. And so the thing is, if you start now, you are automatically ahead of the people who are not starting now. And so oftentimes the thing that is holding us back is starting. And it's a lot deeper than that. You can unpack that, but many people are afraid of failure, so they never start, right? So they skirt around the idea of starting because they don't want to fail. And failure is part of life. Failure is a blessing, right? Because it exposes what we need to change, so forth and so on. And failure is just part of it, right? Everybody fails. And so I think some of you are really planning something here. You're getting started here. And this is after you've let go of the negative thought. Maybe you even let go of the fear of failure. You have the Two of Cups, which is a major energy of partnerships in business, in a business reading. Again, it's two souls linking up. I'm using similar definitions here because they are similar, but they're both very good love cards, but I feel like this is less about that. And this is a career and finance reading. So this is more about you maybe finding the right person at the right time that maybe adding somebody to your network of business, your business network, your colleagues, something like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at what these 3 oracle cards are. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Incredible. You have the Pathway, Courthouse, and Great Fortune. So you have the best card to find in the Kipper deck. You have the best card to find in the tarot with the Sun. With the Great Fortune and the Sun card. The Great Fortune says that your fortune is favorable right now. The kind of, we'll just say that the universe is smiling upon you. We will say that because you have it here with the Wheel of Fortune, which again, favorability increased. Positive gain potentially with the Great Fortune card. You know, this might see you incorporating, this might see you creating an LLC, this might see you doing something with like legal work, or I don't know what it could be, not legal advice or financial advice, but I do feel like maybe some of you are doing something like that. And this is a new pathway that's opening up for you. The Pathway card is the card of our destiny, and it's our true north as well. And so you have the 2 destiny cards, you have the 2 cards that I consider to be the best cards, not only in the Skipper deck, but also in the tarot with the Sun and the Great Fortune. Something good is hitting here, something good is hitting. And it's funny because I started this reading off using like a baseball analogy, which I never really ever get into on these readings. But so you have the 7 of Pentacles, you have the 8 of Swords, you have the 3 of Pentacles, you have the 9 of Swords, okay, you have the 3 of Wands, and you have the 4 of Wands. Okay. So I generally feel like things are moving along for you. So one thing that is very interesting to me is you do have this 3 of Pentacles with the 2 of Cups. So again, you can see the colleagues here. Okay, these 2 people are critiquing this person's work, this statue that they've built. And so the 3 of Pentacles can really refer to the people that you work with, your colleagues, or your fellow employees. And it can talk about your network, or it's also, if it's not that, it's about reward and recognition for some sort of good job that you've been doing. I just feel like there's maybe somebody who's potentially going to step in, or maybe if it's not step in, this might just be a happenstance connection, and maybe this person leads you to something new in your career life. I wouldn't bank everything on divine intervention, but it's possible that something like this is happening, right? If it happens, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's kind of what I'm saying here. Another interesting thing that I see here is we have first we have 7, 8, 9, but we also have the 8 into the 9 of Swords, and then we have the 3 into the 4 of Wands. So things are moving along for you, Leo, for sure, in this month in terms of your career. The Seven of Pentacles is about, long-term investments paying off. You've had to sort of work through something here mentally though, and I think it was like, again, pessimism with the Nine of Swords showing up. Eight of Swords is like working through a mental mind game, right? The Eight of Swords is recognizing that there is a solution, but also knowing that it's knowing that there's a solution, but recognizing that you can't see the solution for whatever reason. And yeah, there's just really nice starting energy here with the Three of Wands and the Four of Wands, getting started on something and also like moving along. And then, yeah, the Nine of Wands is persevering, continuing forward, not giving up, and going for it. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.